Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. As we're getting started, we would love it if you said hello in the chat and let us know where you are joining from today. It's so good to see so many of you joining us. We know that some students are joining us from the award ceremony, but we have others joining as well. My name is Tong Zhang, and I'm the Executive Director of Oregon Mesa, and I'm your MC for today's event. And I'm just beyond excited that you are all here. As everyone is hopefully sharing where they're joining us from, I wanted to start off today's event by honoring the land that our host institution, PSU, sits on. Portland State University is located in the heart of downtown Portland and Multnomah County. We honor the indigenous people whose traditional and ancestral homelands we stand on, the Multnomah, Cathlamet, Clackamas, Tumwater, Watlala bands of the Chinook, the Tualatin Kalapuya, and many other indigenous nations of the Columbia River. It is important to acknowledge the ancestors of this place and to recognize that we are here because of the sacrifices forced upon them. In remembering these communities, we honor their legacy, their lives, and their descendants. Thank you so much for joining us from wherever you are joining us today, and I hope you're able to honor the lands you are joining from as well. Tonight is all about celebrating our Mesa future innovators and acknowledging also the folks who are supporting them along the way. It's also about supporting Oregon Mesa. We're going to hear from some amazing Oregon Mesa alumni and many people who care deeply about Mesa and what we do moving forward. We're really lucky to be joined by so many Mesa supporters, friends, and family today. We also have elected officials who have shown up, and we have sent special messages to our students. And yes, we are going to be joined by our students, many of them who are already commenting in the chat. This is the last session of our Mesa Day event where hundreds of students joined us for an engaging week of hands-on competition activities and connection. Due to the number of students that are joining us today, I have a few announcements and rules to go over before we get started. I want to remind everyone that this session is being recorded and shared with the public. All video and audio features for the participants have been turned off. Because we have students, families, supporters, teachers, and community members with us right now, we are encouraging, you are encouraged to connect with each other in the chat. We do have a students only chat if you haven't found that at the top, to encourage any Mesa students to go onto and chat with just other Mesa students. We'll be closely monitoring all the chats, so we encourage lively and appropriate conversation. We also have closed captioning available, so you can turn that on if you need closed captioning in English, Spanish, and other languages by clicking the CC at the top of your browser. I don't know if I pointed the right way. Finally, today is all about celebration. It's about supporting Oregon Mesa. If you're interested in supporting the program, you can do so by texting Mesa Innovators to 41444 or visiting the link pinned to the chats. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's get on with the show. We're going to start off today's celebrations with a short message from the Governor of Oregon, Kate Brown.
Governor Kate Brown here. I'm so pleased to see students engaging in Mesa Day and the Future Innovators celebration virtually this year. Congratulations to all of our graduating seniors. We're relying on mathematicians, engineers, and scientists to charter a path for the future. Scientists and engineers brought humanity safe and effective vaccines, a monumental achievement that it will protect us from COVID-19 and bring us back to normal life. Every one of you has the possibility to become one of these heroes. We have so many more problems to solve and a future to build. We're relying on you, our future innovators, to get us there. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much to Governor Kate Brown and her team for sharing that great message with us today and kicking off our events. Now I'm excited to introduce some of the members of the Oregon Mesa Advisory Board and start off with a quick intro of the program and remind everyone of what we've been up to this year. Oregon Mesa's advisory board is composed of 10 dedicated volunteers from industry, education, and the community. I'm so lucky to work with them and excited that some of them are joining us. So I'm going to hand it over to them right now.
Thank you, Tom, and welcome everyone to the Future Innovators celebration. My name is Dave. I'm a retired engineer from high tech in the Portland area. I'm also a member of the advisory board. I'm here with my colleagues to share a little more about Oregon Mesa and the great work they've been doing the last year. Oregon Mesa equips teachers to help underrepresented middle and high school students excel in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, through hands-on invention education. With Mesa programs, more students from marginalized backgrounds not only graduate from high school, but also enroll in post-secondary studies and enter the workforce with STEM's 21st century innovation skills, fueling the innovation economy with diverse, talented leaders.
Mesa makes this impact by inspiring and motivating students through 5 key program areas, which are after-school STEM programs led by advisors, mentorship by local university students and STEM professionals, family involvement and advocacy, college and career field trips, and team-based engineering design competitions. So as you can tell, Mesa is about connections between people, and Mesa has gone above and beyond this year to continue that work during the pandemic.
First, Mesa developed a new curriculum. When it became clear that students were not going back to school buildings in the fall, Mesa worked with their teachers to develop a highly structured, internet-ready curriculum. Mesa redesigned the curriculum for emergent bilingual students and introduced a new hardware, which was the microbit controller.
Mesa also started new Invention Clubs for schools and communities that were not able to have Mesas due to a myriad of factors. These Invention Clubs serve students from multiple schools. Mesa staff and volunteers, including some of our families, put together hundreds of kits to deliver supplies directly to student homes. We delivered an invention brainstorming kit and a microcontroller to every student, and we also provided Chromebooks to any student who needed one.
We all knew how hard it was for so many students to connect with adults outside of their home this year. So Mesa introduced the STEM Career Coaches Program. This program created an avenue where students were paired in coaching groups with STEM industry professionals from companies and organizations like Simplexity, Chromis, Acumed, OHSU, PNW, National Labs, and STEM major college students from PSU, LSAMP.
Finally, this year allowed Mesa to build partnerships with many new schools and programs. Mesa partnered with nonprofits like Metropolitan Family Service, Centro Cultural, Northeast STEM Coalition, and Thai Young Entrepreneurs to serve students and communities without Mesa programming in schools. They also partnered with new education partners like Migrant Education Program and the Mid-Valley STEM CTE Hub to serve students in Lynn, Benton, and rural Clackamas counties. These partnerships are helping Mesa reach students in new ways and expand our geographic reach. Despite the pandemic, Mesa served students from 32 chapters this year. We're so proud of all the work that Mesa has done to pivot
Tom, you're muted. Thank you so much for sharing that. I just want to say that we really miss seeing you all on in-person Mesa Day and the overwhelming energy, but we're really glad that we were able to engage with everybody that was on Gather Town this week as well. In-person Mesa Day is a huge lift, but virtual Mesa Day this year has also been a huge lift for everyone involved. And we could not have done it without the support of our whole community. I especially want to thank the sponsors for this event. The Lummelson Foundation is a premier sponsor for Mesa Day and the Future Innovators Celebration. We also were so excited to partner with new innovation partners like Corvo and long-term partners like Thai Valley and Vernier Software and Technology. Other sponsors include inspiration sponsors, Haran Media Tech, Care Oregon, and PAE Consulting Engineers, and ideation partners like Bonneville Power Administration and Ryan Catabay. We're so glad to be joined by so many new and returning supporters. These sponsors made it possible for us to deliver hundreds of supply kits to students this past week. So even though we were remote and virtual, students could still participate in hands-on STEM activities and engage with career professionals from different sectors of STEM fields throughout Mesa Day. With that, I want to start the recognitions of our community by acknowledging the work that it took to get here and reviewing some of our Mesa Day honorees, which I know that some of the students just saw, but it doesn't hurt to congratulate them again and share it with a greater community. To start, I want to acknowledge all the hours it took staff, volunteers, and board members to package and get the students their supplies this year. Our regional coordinators, Elizabeth, Gail, Robin, and Kelly especially, went above and beyond to get these supplies directly to students. I also want to recognize all the students, teachers, and mentors for participating this year. Virtual, hybrid, through pandemic. You had wildfires, ice storms, power outages, and recently in Centennial School District, there was a cyber attack. This year has thrown a lot at you, and we're just so grateful that you were able to take the time to participate in Mesa. Despite all of this, we hope you had some fun in the process and that we were all excited to also see the great devices that you created this year. This is just a small sample of what was submitted to us, but I was beyond impressed with what I saw at Demo Day and also with our final competition this year. Thank you for everything that you've done. I especially want to highlight some of the award winners from this past year for the wider public. I know we just announced these, but for the newly named Dorothy and Jerome Lemelson Student of the Year Awards, we had Adriel Aparicio from Central Cultural Invention Club and Seance Tate from Park Rose High School. We had also announced our Mentor of the Year, which is Kevin Calderon Garcia, a student at Portland State University. And also, as a refresher, because I know people were really excited about this, here are the winners of our Mesa Day competition awards. For the mentioned telephone winners, we had at the middle school level, Zaya and Han from Creston K-8. At the high school level, Kyle and Yasmin from Beaverton High School. At the National Engineering Design Competition level, for the middle school level, we had Park Rose Middle School Team Flex Tape, Bridger, Brissa, and Kevin. And then at the high school level, McDaniel High School Team Task, Frankie, Akasha, and Connor. Congratulations all again. And then we also wanted to recognize the fact that all of the advisors in Mesa are our advisors of the year because of the incredible commitment that everybody has spent this past year. I just want to quickly just honor again, and I want to encourage the students to also recognize the advisors again. That is Alejandra, Javier, John, Lindsay, Tanya, Andrew, Heather, John, Suzanne, Vicky, Aviva, Emma, Karen, Laura, Lena, Philip, Tanya, Ashley, Craig, Denise, Dylan, Richmond, Denise, Dylan, Jennifer, Maria, Pamela, Brooke, Jess, Jackie, Kelly, Melanie, Forrest, Frank, and Trish. Thank you all so much again for your incredible contributions during a really, really tough year. All right. We're going to be celebrating more of our students later on in the show, but I want to introduce our keynote speaker. Over the history of Oregon Mesa's 35 years, we've had some amazing alumni, which some students I know got to see earlier in the day. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing one of our incredible alumni, Brooke Thompson. Brooke is from the Yurok and Karuk native tribes of Northern California. Growing up, she lived and fished on the same lands that her ancestors had been on for over 12,000 years. She graduated from Franklin High School in 2014, where she was in Oregon Mesa. She is a graduate of Portland State with a degree in civil engineering and a minor in political science. Currently, she is in a master's program at Stanford for environmental engineering. She's been an intern for the city of Portland and for the U.S. Senate Committee on Indian Affairs in D.C. We are so excited for her to join us as she shares more about her journey in some words for the next cohorts of future innovators. I'm going to hand it over to Brooke now. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Uncertainty, excitement, stress, ambition. Moving on, progress. These are all words that came to mind when I was graduating from Franklin High School in 2014. My name is Brooke Thompson, and I'm currently a first year in the Master of Environmental Engineering program at Stanford University. This last summer, I also graduated from Portland State University with a BS in civil engineering and a minor in political science. STEM for me started out as after-school programs, making robotic arms, designing simple boxes in AutoCAD, and simply doing fun science projects outside of my mandatory classwork, which is something I'm sure a lot of you who compete and participate in Mesa can relate to. I, as a kid, was fascinated by the fact that there were all these rules of the universe that we could predict, and that there's more to find out. If you threw an apple up, it's bound to come down. If you observe something once and twice, it's a coincidence. But if you observe it 3 times with controls, you might be onto something. STEM for me when I was younger was a way to predict the world around me and understand it when my home life was less predictable. Since starting college, science and technology has not only been a way for me to understand the world around me, but to change it. As a Native American kid on the Yurok Reservation, I woke up one morning when I was 7 years old and walked along the shoreline of my river, which my tribe has been living on for thousands of years, and saw the death of thousands of salmon lining the shores because of poor water quality issues that we should have known about and been able to stop before this travesty happened. You see, these salmon are not only just a food source for my people, but they're a way of practicing our culture, and they're directly tied to our mental health, our physical well-being, our economic growth, and our cultural well-being. So for me, this was devastating, and I didn't understand how this could happen. For centuries, Indigenous knowledge has been taken off the table. And because we've been seen as a primitive form of knowledge, and that is because that's a tactic of colonization. But being in STEM has allowed me to validate many things I already knew for my tribe. It's been a way for me to prove things I've known to be true for my tribe since time immemorial actually has backing to it. And many people who are already in the field may have not had that knowledge or known about it at all. That is why today, in my environmental engineering master's degree, I'm focusing on water resources and in hydrology specifically, so I can figure out the best ways to help my tribe and protect not only my water source and river, but the waterways for all people. Being in STEM has opened so many doors for me that I would have never known existed. As someone who came from a very poor family, who's on my tribal side, my dad never went to college and still doesn't really know what college is about or what I do, but he knows he's proud of me. And for me, it's been the ability to travel to 13 different countries around the world and learn about their practices around water resources. For me as an Indigenous person to talk to change makers and politicians. For example, I got the opportunity to work in the Senate in Washington, D.C., where I talked to Congress people, senators, and those people who are making the policy that directly impact my land and area, and give them that perspective that they may have never heard before, and they wouldn't have heard if I didn't join in STEM. And I know you might be thinking, well, wait, that's public policy, not STEM. Well, STEM has a way of interconnecting in all different fronts. Say you don't even want to pick a major that's typically STEM, like engineering or mathematics or computer science. There's still a way that STEM can fit into your major. Graduating from high school, as someone who knew that they enjoyed computers, building, and new technologies, I could have never imagined where I ended up. But that's the brilliance of taking that step into uncertainty and progressing with education. You may have to say goodbye temporarily to some friends and family, but as long as you have a good connection already, you'll still stay in contact with them. It'll just take a little more work and time, and how your relationships expressed might change slightly, but it'll still be there for you. Taking that step into the unknown will not only open these doors that I don't know what will happen for you personally, but I can guarantee it'll give you so many more possibilities to make new friends, create new ideas, find new passions, and have new experiences. And I should know better than anyone, because not only did I move across the country without knowing anyone in DC, I moved to a different country entirely in New Zealand and lived there for a while and studied there. And of course, I was afraid I wasn't going to make any new friends. And I was already shocked by the differences in culture and food and just the little things that, I was nervous, but I took that risk. And despite being a shy person, I ended up making a lot of friends that I still have to this day. And not only that, I've had the opportunity to do all of this without any financial stress, because people really want those in STEM, and especially those from underprivileged communities such as mine, to have their voices heard and to give us the chance. And from whatever background you're coming from, someone might be quote unquote a better coder or better at creating mechanical equipment, but no one has your exact opinion and your exact background, and that is valuable knowledge. For example, I never thought I would be coding. I'm in civil engineering. That's like things that don't move, physical, out in the environment. But there's also the difficulty of me having a learning disability of dyslexia, and I have a really hard time writing and reading. So coding was just off the table for me in my mind. But then I learned there's other tools within the coding programs, interpreters such as Python, that allowed me to overcome those issues and difficulties. And I found that there is actually a lot of, not necessarily need, but a lot of improvements that I could make into the coding communities because of my dyslexia and my different ways of seeing and interpreting knowledge. So if you think you can't, you can. You just might need to find a more creative way of getting around your obstacles. For everyone deciding to move on with STEM, congratulations, because that's an impressive first step and choice to make. And if not, again, there'll always be STEM for you in any field you choose that you can utilize. As far as advice goes, I would stress being flexible, consistent, especially with your coursework, and nice to yourself. It is easy to feel like you don't belong in these fields and to have imposter syndrome around being surrounded by tons of brilliant people, but you don't have to do it alone. And you deserve an education. You deserve to be in STEM. There will be people like your mentors and me cheering you on along the way and being there to see your successes. And then when you don't succeed, we will also be there to help pick you back up and maybe improve and go even further than you would have if you succeeded the first time. I'm very proud of everyone who's participated in Mesa and show your commitment to learning and education. I wish you the best of luck in whatever the future holds for you. So thank you so much for your time. and I look forward to the panel later on.
Thank you so much, Brooke. I really want to echo while Brooke's message was geared at our seniors and high school students. We can all take a lot from what she says, regardless of our age. It's not just about our technical skills, as so many of you demonstrated, but all of our individual perspectives and backgrounds that are really what drive innovation forward. We're so grateful for her time with us today, the time she spent in Mesa. And Brooke is really a current and growing innovator, and we're so grateful that she could join today's event. She's going to come back a little bit later for a short panel with other Oregon Mesa alumni. Now I'm going to cue up the main event with a recognition of our amazing Oregon Mesa students. I think some people have a quick message to share.
Hi there. My name is Jessica Vega-Peterson, and I'm a Multnomah County Commissioner. I just want to say congratulations to all of the graduating seniors in Mesa this year. Before I was an elected official, I spent 14 years in the technology industry, and my degree from college is actually in informational systems management. So I'm a huge fan of science, math, and engineering. I think the education you've gotten from Mesa, the experience you've had, is going to set you up for a great future. So best of luck to you.
Hello, I'm Multnomah County Commissioner Sushila Jayapal. Congratulations to all of the graduates on your accomplishments with Mesa. Although it was a year filled with challenges, you stepped up to overcome them and you found new ways of doing things. Congratulations also to Oregon Mesa for providing science, technology, engineering, and math to students of color, low-income youth, and girls for over 35 years. I am excited to see what future inventions and ideas you will bring to our communities. Stay true to who you are and what you want to do in the world, and I know that diverse, talented leaders like you will make all the difference. Congratulations, seniors. You did it.
Hello, I'm Sharon Myron. I'm a Multnomah County Commissioner and also an ER doctor. As a doctor, I know the value of having a background in math and science and health, and how fulfilling, impactful, and just plain fun it can be to have a career in one of those fields. I also know how hard it can be to get there, and it has been especially hard this past year. But you did it. That is such an accomplishment. I want to say congratulations to all of you, and I wish you the best in all your future endeavors.
Hello, I am Janine Solomon. I'm the state representative for House District 30. I want to wish the graduating senior class of 2021 a huge congratulations. You have endured a very challenging year and a half of school. You can do anything. So congratulations on your success, and may your next chapter be just as successful.
Hi, I'm Lisa Reynolds, State Representative for Oregon House District 36, which is Portland's west side. I want to say congratulations to all the Mesa future innovators. As a physician, I know the importance of science in innovation and in solving the problems of today. So thank you for all of your hard work and good luck.
Congratulations, Mesa graduating seniors. I am Shamia Fagan. I use she, her pronouns, and I am your Secretary of State here in Oregon. And I am so impressed with the extraordinary achievements that you have made already in your lives. And I'll tell you what, those math and engineering and science skills that you have learned, those are going to serve you the rest of your life. I was a chess player starting in second grade. And you know what? Those skills that I learned as a chess player have continued to serve me both personally and professionally, and will continue to serve me through my golden years, as your skills will serve you. Congratulations, graduating class.
Thank you so much to Commissioners Vega-Peterson, Jayapal, Myron, Representative Solman, and Reynolds, and the Secretary of State, Shamia Fagan, for submitting those videos and their congratulations. We echo their congratulations and recognize how important our seniors and all the students in Mesa are for their participation and their already amazing contributions to the STEM fields. This year, we decided to do something special for all of our students. In most events in Mesa, we eat a lot and and there's always food. And so for their participation, we are sending students Grubhub gift cards. You'll be getting those codes from us. It's a little bit delayed, but you'll be sure to look out for it in your email. All right, we are going to be starting off with our special student recognition by recognizing our students who have been in Mesa for 3+ years. They are Adrian, Alan,
Hi, I'm going to finish reading for Tong. So that's Adrian, Alan, Andrea, Aurora, Benjamin, Carter, Shade, Chloe, Claire, Coral, Diego, Dominic, Emma, Gigi, Grace, Jackson, Jacob, James, and James again, Joshua, Kai, Kyle, Leslie, Logan, Melanie, Naomi, Noah, Noel, Othman, Riley, Samantha, Tyler, Uriel, Walter, and Zamara. We've had the pleasure of seeing some of you online this week, so thank you so much for your time in Mesa. All of you that have participated in Mesa for 3+ years will be getting an additional dinner on us from Grubhub this week. Again, that's a little bit delayed, but we'll get that to you.
And I'm back. Thank you so much, Carla.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much. So next, I want to recognize a special group of students, our Mesa Community College program students. These are students in the MCCP program at PCC Southeast. Funded by the National Science Foundation, the Mesa Community College program provides full tuition for 2 years of PCC Southeast and 1 year at PSU for students majoring in STEM fields. So you should all consider this. The program is committed to recruiting and retaining underrepresented students in STEM fields. The eligibility is open to all U.S. citizens and permanent residents pursuing STEM fields. For these students specifically, they will be completing their term at PCC and will be advancing to Portland State this year. Despite these difficult times, our bright Mesa Community College program students persisted and succeeded with their journey at Portland Community College. We are so proud of their achievements and we wish the best for their future studies and careers. That is Ryan Shelton, Daisy Carrillo, Ashley Bennett, Mario Palma Hernandez. Thank you so much for participating in Mesa. Now, our seniors. For the first time, we wanted to announce that seniors are getting some additional incentives as being part of the program. Students who have been in Mesa for 2 years are getting $50, and students who have been in Mesa for 3+ years are getting $100 as appreciation and bonus for their participation in Mesa. We hope that this little bonus can help with your post-high school path. Now I have the honor of recognizing our seniors. They are Alyssa Dixon from Early College High School. Please shout out your congratulations if you can. Arlene Controla, McKay High School. Blake Pugh from Early College High School. Brandon Moa from Centennial High School. Brian Casillan Rosales from Early College High School. Brian Dung from David Douglas High School. Brian Schley from Centennial High School. Bridget Graves from McDaniel High School. Brian Alonzo Salazar from David Douglas High School. Caleb Harmon from David Douglas High School. Cody Schmidt from Early College High School. Cosmo Nunez from Oregon City Service Learning Academy. Eddie Hardin Amador Rivera from Early College High School. Elvis Amaro from Early College High School. Evgeny Gubin from Early College High School. Francisco Yanug from McKay High School. Gabriel Codino from David Douglas High School. Haley Morales from Reynolds High School. Hope Matthews from David Douglas High School. Wee Nguyen from David Douglas High School. Elora McVeigh from Beaverton High School. Ismael Hernandez from Early College High School. Jane Houston from Early College High School, Joe Bates from Park Rose High School, John Cargbo from David Douglas High School, Jonathan Gonzalez from Early College High School, Jose Cano from Centennial High School, Jose Velasquez from McKay High School, Joseph Marsh from David Douglas High School, Jude Gardner from Oregon City Service Learning Academy, Julia Sisunuvong from Centennial High School, Kimberly Avila Hurtado from Reynolds High School, Leno Batista from Centennial High School, Leslie Rojas from McKay High School, Levi Dixon from Early College High School, Logan Gage from David Douglas High School, Marissa Bell Ibarra from McKay High School, Mim Bowie from Park Rose High School, Paula Zamora from Oregon City Service Learning Academy, Sky Miller from McKay High School, Voki Trong from David Douglas High School, Yin Ni Wen from David Douglas High School, Zaid Hernandez from Early College High School, and Ji Ling Liang from David Douglas High School. Congratulations again to all of our seniors. Some of you were able to be in Mesa for 6 years, some for just the past year. Regardless, we're so grateful for the time that you've spent with us. And I can't wait to see what you do next. Please share again your congratulations. I've already seen them in the chat. And I want to say thank you all again to the students, teachers, and mentors who participated in Mesa. Now we have the opportunity to hear more from the incredible future innovators who have participated in Mesa, including one of our amazing graduating seniors. I'm so grateful to introduce a Star Pact alumni panel moderated by Adrian Livingston. Adrian is the Director of Anti-Sex Trafficking Initiatives Global with World Venture. She's a co-developer of the Girl Empowerment Curriculum. She's also the producer and host of the Justice, Hope, Freedom podcast to educate about the issues of sex trafficking and exploitation. She is an Oregon Mesa alumni and received her bachelor's degree in Marketing and International Business and International Studies from OSU, and her Master's of Arts in Intercultural Studies from Western Seminary. She'll be joined by our keynote speaker, Brooke Thompson, along with 2 other Mesa students and alumni, Melissa Tran, a junior at University of Portland, and Leslie Rojas, graduating senior from McKay High School. We're so excited that they are joining us today.
Thank you, Tong, for that introduction. And again, I am Adrian Livingston. I am the Director of Anti-Sex Trafficking Initiatives with World Venture. And I just really want to thank Mesa for inviting me to moderate this wonderful panel today. I myself am an alumni. I have history with Mesa, and I was actually in the very first starting class back in 1985, and it has truly impacted my life. So to be here with these 3 women doing incredible things, I'm just excited that I get to be a part of helping and asking the questions so that you can hear from them, hear their stories. So to get started, we will just have introductions of the panelists. So we will start with Melissa Tran, just what you would like to share with our audience.
Hi, yeah, so my name is Melissa. I am a junior mechanical engineering major at University of Portland, and I am pursuing a minor in innovation. So I found out that I really enjoyed engineering and STEM through Mesa, because I found that I really liked playing with physical objects and thinking creatively outside of the box, learning about the design process and human-centered design, and it just sparked a lot of interest in me.
Nice, wonderful. How about Leslie? Introduce yourself to the audience.
Hello, I'm Leslie Rojas. I am a senior at McKay High School. And I joined Mesa 6 years ago. I'm in 7th grade. I just absolutely fell in love with engineering and innovation. And ever since, I just had a joy for it. And through Mesa, I was able to be a part of the Lemos and MIT Invent team and working in an adaptive cup for individuals with dysphagia. Next year, I'll be heading off to Oregon State University and pursuing my electrical and computer engineering degree.
Hello, my name is Brooke, and I'm from the Yurok and Korduk tribes in Northern California. I participated in Mesa all throughout high school, which I graduated from Franklin High in 2014. I received my BS in civil engineering with a minor in political science from Portland State University's Honors College in last summer. And now I'm a first-year master's student at Stanford University, working on my environmental engineering master's degree with a focus on water resources and hydrology. And that's to say, came here from getting only second place ribbons when I participated in Mesa at high school. So I'm excited to be here with all of you today.
Well, we haven't even gotten started with the questions. And do you already hear how incredible these women are? So let's go ahead and get started. Melissa, if you can start us off, can you tell us about what equitable innovation means to you and your inspirations for invention?
Yeah, so I think that equitable innovation is really important, especially because innovation is what drives our future. Technological advances is really a big thing right now. And to be able to have voices like females and person of color into that mix is really important. So I know that, for example, there's the facial recognition. When it first came out, I know that it was specifically only targeted to like men and only a specific race. So it definitely hindered how it like how people used it in the future. And if we did have more voices and equality within the field of innovation itself and with the people that are working with that technology, we could have seen something different. So it does definitely inspires me to put my voice out there as a female and as an Asian American person into the field.
Your voice is needed. Okay, Leslie, we'll go to you.
Something that I have noticed, and kind of in the aspect of equitable innovation, is such programs like Mesa that have given so much to underrepresented communities. And oftentimes I've seen that the value of having those experiences and having those opportunities available to everyone. So having those experiences to innovate, to know what an engineer is, to know what innovation is, what inventing, that you can see yourself as an inventor, and the value of those opportunities, I think just will attribute to that. And just having those opportunities available will not only help this generation, but the next.
Yes, it will. And we talk about, as you mentioned, equitable, it's about having access. And what I'm just so excited for is just even seeing the three of you is your role models, and little girls will look to you and say, I can do that. And hopefully we'll see more little girls that look like you and other diverse girls. So yes, thank you. Brooke, how about you?
For me, equitable innovation means better innovation, because not only having people of color and women out of STEM is hurting ourselves, but it's hurting everyone in our communities, because we would bring such a diverse understanding of technology that, say, like our white male peers may have never thought about or experienced, and would really do good for everyone involved. I mean, there's even research to show that the more equitable firms are, the more money they tend to make overall, and the happier employees tend to be. So my experience when I think about equitable innovation comes back to tech, so traditional ecological knowledge, which is knowledge that Native people, Indigenous people around the world have held for thousands and thousands of years. I mean, my tribe's been on our river in the Klamath for around 12,000 years, if not more. And there's a certain understanding of the land and our water and different ways around us that are only available after pretty much thousands of years of data collection that has been gone unnoticed for a really long time now. And a lot of these really detailed understandings of the world around us that have been passed down through generations might not be available to people who've only been living here a few generations. And we could really contribute to the tech world with our different worldviews and perspectives. And so when I think of equitable innovation, I think of the future of tech, because that's where me and and these other brilliant women around here in this chat today, and I'm sure who are going to be listening, are going to be pushing the field.
Thank you. And I'm so glad you just mentioned, for those that are listening, listen to what these women are saying. the more diverse we can actually have our workforce, you actually will get a synergistic impact. It's going to be greater than if you just have one type of perspective at the table. Yeah, it may require more work, but the outcome is so much greater. So we'll move to the second question. We'll start with Leslie. How has your identity as a person of color and any other identities affected your experience in invention? And, you know, a second part of that is, what has supported you along the way?
Well, first and foremost, I think having a good support system, it was actually what empowered me the most, whether it was my Mesa advisor or mentors or even Mesa, the organization itself. It was just something that really pushed me and allowed me to continue and encouraged me to go. As far as how my identity as a person of color has affected my invention path, I think it's often, yes, it can be discouraging to see that no one in the room looks like you, that someone that when you're in a team, maybe they don't look like you, but at the end of the day, it became an empowerment that I know that the future of innovation is moving forward, and to go to that target of continuing and pushing it forward and bring more women of color into the STEM field. And it's just, it's empowering. It's, as I said, it can be discouraging, but at the same time empowering, because you know that you're moving towards that change.
This is very multifaceted for me. So, right, my identity is as a queer Native American woman who also has pretty bad dyslexia, where I read slower than 99% of people my age. And those identities affect me in intersecting ways and different ways daily when it comes to engineering. But I think overall, one thing I would say that I was not prepared for is I knew I was going to a field that was very white and male dominated. And even understanding that, I didn't really understand what that was like in the workplace. And so to say this, not to discourage people, but to prepare you that it's going to be more work if you're from one of these diverse identities and underrepresented identities. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be here. And my identity as an Indigenous person has made me valuable to these different firms. Like, a lot of these engineering and like tech firms want to hire people with diverse backgrounds for the exact reasons we mentioned before. And so I know I have leverage because of that. And I know it can be kind of threatening, but I actually ask companies, what percentage of your upper management are people of color? What percentage are women? And what are you planning to do in the future if you're not there yet to change that? And what support do you have for me as a woman of a diverse background? Because they really need to change for me, and I want them to make moves on my behalf instead of me changing for their environment, because I'm proud of who I am and my backgrounds, and I shouldn't have to conform to their standards and what the tech industry has been doing to make them more comfortable. And then as far as support goes, yeah, I definitely think having people to look up to. I joined the ACES, which is American Indian Science and Engineering Society, when I was in college. And actually the Portland State chapter was disbanded when I got there, so I had to restart it up. But there I found so many Indigenous people who were in positions that I wanted to be in, that I didn't know there were Indigenous people in. And so I would encourage you to reach out to different groups like SACNIS, ACES, NSBE, or SHIP, and then really find your group of people who've already been through the struggle and been through, you know, kind of the discrimination and the ups and downs in the industry. And they will be your network, and they will be the ones to help you get jobs, help pick you up when you're feeling low, geek out about new innovations in your field that you're excited about, and just be along to support you along the way.
You know, if we were like doing this with an audience, there would be so much applause. So I know on Zoom, it's like this. So just want to do that right here and just say how important it is to have a support network, so that you know you're not in this by yourself. You have people helping you along the way. Even if they have not experienced, they can be there as a sounding board, a motivator, encourager, and to know that you are a fighter, you are courageous, and we need to have you all there because you're helping to pave the way. So let's go to Melissa.
Yeah, so I would consider myself as a pretty introverted person. And when I started with Mesa, I was not a big talker. So just learning how to voice my own opinions in a team that is mostly men or that are people that are not as diverse is a skill that I am really happy that I have obtained just because I am kind of getting used to what it is like in the field. And that's definitely something that we should try to be changing in the future. When I first entered into college, I kind of assumed that most of my classes were going to be with the ratio of 1 to 10 of male and female, but that was actually not the case. It was more like 1 to 4. So it was pretty good. I was really surprised about that, but that's also, I think, is because of the support systems that we have in place currently. Mesa was super supportive of me, my mentors, my peers, and then on top of that, as I'm in college, I am also part of the Society of Women Engineers, so SWE, and they are super helpful and they're super encouraging to me. On top of that, my professors are very encouraging as well. And so I really don't feel that I've lost a lot of support systems, which is great. And I am very lucky to have so. So yeah.
Thank you, Melissa. And I just so love, first of all, this demonstrates the importance of Mesa, right? But also the fact that you've mentioned some other networks that people can belong to. It's like, get out there, as Brooke, as you said, go to those people networks that can help you, that you identify with, and you find your group. So we'll go to the final question, and we'll start with Brooke. And that final question is, what advice do you have for our graduating seniors and future innovators as they continue on their journey towards success?
Yeah, so I kind of addressed this question in my other speech, but if I was to give some more practical advice, it would be, one, if you have a list of tasks and you're writing it down based on priority, do the one that's the hardest first, because I know it's so easy to put it last and you're like, well, I got 3 things done today, I'll just do that one tomorrow. And it's just going to build up that stress. That's probably one of the most helpful things I ever learned in college. And then 2 is, if you're someone like me, I applied to a lot of scholarships, and I'm actually went through all of my undergrad, studied abroad, and going to graduate school debt-free because of the scholarships I've won. And when you're applying, it's really easy to get fatigued, and this goes to schools as well. But to keep a master list somewhere of what you've done in school, what you want to do, maybe like favorite books and favorite quotes, and your classes, and just have a list that you can refer back to and just copy and paste back and forth. Because a lot of these schools and scholarships ask the same questions. And so after you know what's on there, it's really easy to go through them and you feel less tired. And then aside from that, to know that you will have rough parts when you continue on with education, just in life in general. And, I'm someone who always says yes to opportunity, and it's done a lot of great things for me, but also you need to plan in free time for your schedule too, because there will be so many things you can do, clubs you can join, and opportunities you can go out on, but you need to have that buffer in case something does happen, you get sick, you eat too much Chipotle, and you need to have time to rest and relax and take time for yourself. So that's just as important as doing all these clubs and other activities too, is to focus on you. So thank you guys.
Self-care, very important. How about you, Melissa?
Yeah, the most important thing that I can think about is try to build up grit. Being able to come back to a project that you might have failed before, and just, continue working at it. I have definitely had my fair share of brain farts during presentations and voice cracks that, and there are times where I feel like so embarrassed that I don't want to continue doing it again. But definitely being able to push yourself and continue moving forward with your project and learning and growing from it, don't just ignore it, is really important.
I think what you just described is we're being human, right? We make mistakes, but you can learn from your mistakes and actually have fun with them too. Let's go now to Leslie.
Well, I feel like I have learned so much throughout this whole time. I am a graduating senior, but if I could give maybe to the younger audience a piece of advice is to dream big, because it might not seem, you might hear that a lot and it might seem cheesy, but it truly, if you do and you strive that as a goal, you will be surprised of not only yourself, but that you will see your potential and you will want to continue going. You will see what you're capable of. And once you have that mindset of, oh my goodness, I can do this, the world of possibilities is just amazing, and it's just so exciting.
So I know I asked you the question, but I actually want to give one piece of advice too. Especially just kind of piggybacking off of what Leslie said and dreaming big. If you see someone out there doing what you want to do, consider inviting them to an informational interview. Find out more, especially, when you're young. I've seen so many adults, and there are so many even young adults doing things. I would say don't even look at the age. Just look at, are they doing what you want to do, and invite them for an informational interview. Obviously right now it's we have Zoom that we're doing things through, but as we start opening up, invite them to coffee, treat them to coffee. Oftentimes you'll see that they'll see you as a youth and will treat you, but I would say do that as well, and build your network that way. So I want to say this actually completes the questions, but I mean, there are so many other things that these women can share, I know. But I have to say, I am extremely honored that I got to be a part of this celebration, celebrating you, and that you could hear from these women that are doing so much. And I'm just excited for what our future holds. Like I can't wait to look forward in the future, even 10 years from now, to see the impact they made, but also to look at the impact you have made and what you're going to do. So thank you, Mesa, for allowing me to be a part of this.
Wow, thank you so much, Adrian, Leslie, Melissa, and Brooke. I hope you all have found that as motivating as I did. I know that, again, the message was geared at our seniors and graduating students, but I think we can all take a lot from what they said. I also want to thank the Lemelson Foundation, who inspired us for doing this panel and supported actually many of the opportunities that the Future Innovators mentioned, including the Lemelson MIT program and Invent Oregon. In fact, if you want to see Melissa again, please support her for the Invent Oregon competition on June 25th. She's actually one of the, she will be competing in that from University of Portland. We really hope that we can feature some of you in our audience in a future panel. So we would love to please reach out to us for that. So I am going to be wrapping up in the next few minutes. We're slightly over because of our tech issues, but thank you for sticking around. As our board members mentioned in the intro, we have some partners. We have more partners than ever who are helping us reach students all across the region. In fact, I'm excited to introduce our partners at Oregon Tech, who are joining me for one quick announcement.
Greetings, Mesa participants. My name is Carlene Drago-Starr, and I work for Oregon Institute of Technology. And we have some big news on this day that is really celebratory for all of your hard work. Oregon Mesa and Oregon Tech have been partnering for quite some time in our South Metro Salem region. But next year, fall of 2021, we're going to start bringing the Mesa program to high schools in Klamath Falls, Oregon. So we're going to do that through our rich partnership and relationship that we've had. But I want to introduce you to someone who's going to be leading those efforts in our Southern Oregon region. So my wonderful colleague, Carl Thomas, is going to be at the helm to partner with some of our wonderful districts and high schools and middle schools in Klamath Falls. Carl, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I am the Assistant Director for Educational Partnerships and Outreach on the Klamath Falls area. I've been in Southern Oregon working for Oregon Tech for over 10 years. I'm so excited to see Mesa expanded here. It's been so successful up in the northern part of the state. So we just can't wait to get it going down here. Excited to already have 4 high schools on board. And I'm getting out in the community and connecting with our partners that are going to be working with us. So looking forward to working with a lot of students and a lot of other partners who are going to make this exciting for Klamath Falls, the Klamath Basin, Klamath County. It's going to be a great year. Looking forward to 2022.
Thank you, Carlene and Carl. Next year, no matter what the circumstances are going to be, Mesa will be back, and we're really excited about this new expansion to Southern Oregon and hope you can support us in that work. For next year, we have the tools to be in-person, hybrid, virtual, whatever the circumstances are. Some of our traditional events may still have to stay virtual for the beginning, but we're going to do our best to be safe in-person interactions next year. We're going to be working all summer to make that happen. Some of the programs that students were introduced to this past year, including Invention Clubs and the STEM career coaching program, are going to continue next year. They may look a little bit different depending on the circumstances, but the great feedback we've received means that we're committed to supporting them. In addition to Klamath, Mesa is going to continue growing in Washington, Clackamas, Multnomah, and Marion counties. We can only do so with your support. That means students, please tell your friends about Mesa. Teachers, keep doing on what you're doing. And everyone else, consider making a meaningful gift to expand the impact of Mesa. Thank you all again for joining us, and thank you so much to all of our sponsors who were able to support the organization. And finally, thank you to the amazing Oregon Mesa team, many of whom are students. Many members of our team are leaving us this year due to graduations and other career opportunities. They have been incredible during this really trying year, and we're so happy for them as they start and grow their careers. We're also excited to be welcoming new members to our team, which we will be announcing soon. Thank you again for joining us for our Future Innovators celebration. This ends the formal part of our event, but I'm going to leave you with a few more words and pictures from our community. That's it for me. Thank you so much. Here.
Hello, Mesa community. Mrs. Henderson here from Park Rose High School. Just wanted to send a big congratulations to the class of 2021. You made it. Also, a really special shout out to Joe Bates. You have been a member of the Mesa family since middle school, and we will miss you next year. You have become this confident design thinker, and now you're ready to tackle the world's problems. So excited to see what you accomplish. Congratulations, Joe. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Congratulations to all the graduating Mesa seniors. I know you've all been working super hard to get here, and I'm really excited for you to move on to the next chapter. Again, congratulations.